Good evening, friends. Uh, we are starting with the linguistic study, and today I'll just introduce you all the branches of linguistics. In short, we'll just see how every branch is connected to each other, and all the branches, how they are connected to each other. We'll study them, and from tomorrow, we'll focus on every individual branch of linguistics. So here I would like to mention all the branches. Linguistics. I'll mention all the branches of linguistics one by one. Phonetics. Second, morphology. Third one is syntax. Fourth is semantics. Fifth is pragmatics. Sixth, stylistic. Or we'll separately. Social linguistics. Right? And as I have mentioned, uh, stylistics is also one branch. So all these are the branches of the linguistics. So as you know, the linguistics means scientific study of language. It is not applicable to only English language. Any language can be studied in the linguistics. So we are studying English language at this linguistics, right? Being English literature and language students will study English linguistics. So linguistics is quite general term which is used in Marathi and Hindi as Bhasha Shastra, right? All the technical aspects of the language will be studied in the linguistics or in Bhasha Shastra in Marathi or Hindi. So the definition of the word linguistics is scientific study of a language, and that linguistics carry all these branches, and all the branches are giving us the different characteristic features of that language. For example, when you go to the phonetics, you will find that phonetics means scientific study of sound pattern, sound system in the language. Then morphology, which focuses on word formation process, or parts of the words, how word can be um, broken into the pieces, meaningful pieces, which are called morphemes, or the study of syllable is also there. So morphemes means types of morphemes, syllables, or some word formation uh, process which is carrying some terms related to this morphology, kind of compounding, blending, or coinage, abbreviations, right? All these are the part of the morphology. Then, after studying the parts of the words, syntax, the next branch of the linguistics, which is focusing on the structure of the sentence. Structure of the sentence, it is quite similar to the morphology. The way morphology focuses on the parts of the words, the same way syntax is focusing on the parts of the sentences. You got it? So syntax is the study of parts of the sentences. Now, what are the parts of the sentences then? All the parts of speech means every word from that sentence or group of words which are called phrases. Different types of phrases will be studied. Different types of clauses will be studied here. And then goes semantics. So all these three, so first three are focusing on all the technical aspects of that language about the structuring the sentences from sound to words, words to parts of the words means phrases, clauses, and clauses to sentences till the syntax. Semantics goes with the meaning of that sentence, phrase, or clause. Semantics studies more about the meaning of that sentence. And pragmatics is also close to semantics. Semantics studies more dictionary meaning or how the theoretical information is there under the semantics, and pragmatics goes with that practical usage of that language. So meaning, sometimes intention of the speaker is different than the used words. Such parts will be studied in the pragmatics under the pragmatics branch. Then you were supposed to go to the sociolinguistics. Again, you might have found here that two words kept together: sociolinguistics, social and linguistics. Social and linguistics. So linguistics, as you know, scientific study of language, society. So what is the role of this social, or how it is the part of this branch? Scientific study of language in context of society. The same definition will be here, but in addition to that definition, in context of society means a particular language, how it is used in a particular society, what kind of different phases are there to develop a language or to get the new language, mixture of language to become bilingual, multilingual, pidgin, prose, number of terms are there in the social linguistics. Then comes stylistic, as you know that individual user has his or her own style of using of the language, maybe it is in the written or in the oral communication, especially the oral communication, because different types or style you will find in every individual user. So terms like parallelism or verbal repetitions, foregrounding, such terms will be studied in the stylistics. So we'll focus on phonetics first. So friends, you know that uh, the scientific study of sounds that can be produced by human vocal tract human vocal tract is known as phonetics. You got it? And the study of how speakers systematically select specific sounds in a specific pattern to utter the sound or to express specific meaning is what we call phonology. Phonetics and phonology, two terms are closely related to each other. As I said, so you will easily understand that by practicing different sounds in a perfect way to make it or to uh, give the proper pronunciation of that words, you have to study the physiological process of that pronunciation patterns, right? So such things we'll study in this chapter. As you know, that physiology of speech production, some uh, organs of speech are the part of this process. As you know, the tongue, lips, mouth, lungs, windpipe, right, glottis. So all these are working together to create or to make that sound, expected sound. As now I'm speaking to you, and my organs are continuously making that movement to produce that sound. So before producing that sound, every organ should come together to work to produce that sound. Hmm? So we'll study how these organs are studying there. As you know, the first is lungs, right? I'll show you in short. If we consider as human oh, I'm a bit poor. ठीक है, we'll consider as human body. Eyes are here. So as you know, these are lips and teeth are here, nose, and this is mouth cavity, nose, nose cavity, and windpipe, as you know, here, the flops, vocal flops. The movement of air uh, through the trachea. Trachea means this windpipe. The movement through the windpipe, which is connected to the lungs, aids in production of speech sound. So for each and every speech sound, that air should be thrown out from the lungs through the windpipe, right? For every um, word pronunciation, you have to throw the air out of your mouth, and it comes from lungs. So the journey starts from lungs here. So for the production of sounds of most languages of the world, not all the languages, may you will find some different patterns. The air is driven out of the lungs through the trachea, through the windpipe, and from the trachea, the air reaches the upper region of vocal tract and gets modified in various ways according to the sound which is to be produced there, right? So such mechanism of airstream is known as um, egressive pulmonic airstream, right? So as you know, the sounds of English language are produced through the egressive pulmonic mechanism of ear. You are supposed to throw the air out of your mouth, which comes from your lungs, applicable to the English. Otherwise, another term where the production of certain sounds is by drawing the air into the lungs is known as ingressive pulmonic airstream. You got it? So lungs are working like this. Then comes larynx. So the larynx is commonly called the voice box, right? So where it is, lungs are here and larynx nose, nasal cavity, oral cavity, teeth and lip here, right? So just hold on for a minute. Breathe. Ah. So friends, uh, as I was talking about these organs, uh, larynx, how it is working, how it is the part of the speech production process. The larynx is commonly called the voice box in the speech production process, and it is an organ in the neck region which is involved in breathing and production of sound, right? And protecting the trachea also. So the larynx contains a pair of muscular flaps called vocal cord or vocal folds, right? So the airstream passes between these vocal cords during sound production, and these folds are either drawn together to impede the airstream, or they left for left open for unhindered flow there, right? So if the vocal cords are drawn together very closely but not tightly, the air passes between them will cause a regular kind of vibration there. You got it? And that vibration you can feel by saying sound the, by keeping two fingers on Adam's apple, sound the, right? And sound s, right? While saying s, there is no vibration which is felt by your finger, and when you say sound the, you will feel the vibration at this point, at Adam's apple, right? So that's the difference. And when you find there is a vibration, such sounds are called voiced sounds. Voiced, voiced sounds. in consonants. And uh, when there is no vibration, they are called voiceless. Right? Then we'll go to the nasal cavity, which is here. Nasal cavity, this part, right? Nasal cavity means sometime while throwing the air out of your mouth cavity, you used to close for a fraction of second, and you allows automatically the air uh, air to pass through the nasal cavity. For example, when you say the sound no sound mo, you can keep your two fingers in front of your before the nose, and you can utter the sound m. You can feel the air stream is flowing out to the nasal cavity also. Not only through the nasal cavity, air passes through the oral cavity at the beginning, but after friction of second or after some time, air comes through the nasal cavity also, right? So that nasal cavity, for some sounds, you have to throw the air through the nasal cavity. So as I said, the sound mum or sound n also, sound ng, all these are nasal sounds. Then the important part comes oral cavity, right? In oral cavity, you will find tongue, then teeth, then lips, even hard palate, soft palate. All these are very close to each other, and how they are working together to produce the proper sounds in a language, we'll see here. The oral cavity refers to the region of mouth, right? So the airstream reaches the oral cavity from the larynx, means that from uh, windpipe. It may also pass through the nasal cavity, as I said. At the same time, if the nasal sounds need to be produced from the oral cavity, the air escapes outside when the mouth is open to produce speech. So the main organs in the oral cavity which help the production sounds are lips and tongue. Both the lips, upper lip, lower lip, and tongue, right? Tongue makes fast movement while the speech production process, as you know. So the tongue moves to different points or different regions in the oral cavity which participate in the production of the sounds there, such as teeth, or even I forgot to mention that alveolar ridge, hard palate, soft palate. Hmm? Then, so what are the speech sounds in English? As you know, the uh, total 44 speech sounds. I need not to go through all the sounds one by one, but I'll mention the category or different groups of the sounds. Speech sounds. They are 44 in number. Total number of speech sounds in English language is 44, right? So the 44 sounds are divided into two major groups. Twenty-four consonants, consonants, 24. Then vowels, how 20. And in the vowel again two categories are there. Pure vowels, they are 12, and remaining 8 are diphthongs. So these 24 sounds are again, some of them are voiceless, some of them are voiced. As I said before a few minutes that uh, when the vibration is there in the pronunciation of the sound, it is called voiced sound, and when there is no vibration, it is called voiceless sound. So all the 24 sounds are categorized under these two categories, voiced and voiceless sounds. So in short, I'll tell you what are the sounds and how they are uh, categorized by using two different terms. I'll mention here. Place, places of articulation, and second is and of articulation. I'll tell you in short about both of them. So first we'll focus on the places of articulation. Very first category comes that labial sounds. Now what is meant by labial sounds? By looking at the word you might have guessed about it. Labial means the sound which are uttered with the help of two lips, right? The sounds which are articulated with the help of the lips are called labial sounds. And if the sounds are articulated with the upper and lower lips, the sounds are called bilabial sounds, right? So which sounds will be there in the bilabial sounds? B, b, m. The sounds are bilabial sounds. Then comes labiodental sound. So which sounds are labiodental sounds, or what kind of sounds are called labiodental sounds? When the sounds are articulated with the help of lower lip and upper tip. as the they are coming together as the articulators. Such sounds are called labiodental sounds. So the sound p and sound w, sound w, sound w. Your lower lip, that is to upper tip, to utter such sound p and w, p, w. Get it? Two words are there in English. Another word is wrong with the W. Alphabet. The first two are the labiodental sounds. This one is semi-vowel. Do remember, w and w are the two labiodental sounds. Then next is dental. So what is dental sound? Dental sounds are when tip and your tip of the tongue coming together, means the sounds which are articulated when the tongue and teeth come in contact for the speech production or the articulation of the sound are called dental sounds. What are the dental sounds in English? When you say sound, utter the sound ho, you can see that sound ho and sound do are the dental sounds in English language. Did you understand dental sounds? Only two sounds are there. Then alveolar. Next category comes alveolar. Got it? So in alveolar, the sounds that are articulated when the tip of the tongue and sometimes the blade of the tongue also touches the alveolar ridge. Now where is the alveolar ridge? Behind your upper teeth. The whose here, here is the alveolar ridge, right? Behind the upper teeth, you can feel the line there. You touch your fingers there behind your upper teeth. That alveolar ridge. So the sounds which are articulated with the help of tongue and that alveolar ridge, they are called, sometimes as I said, blades also. Blade of the tongue means the side part of the tongue. They are called alveolar sounds. So alveolar ridge is or alveolar sounds are, you will find good number of sounds in alveolar sounds, around 6 sounds you will find in the alveolar, that the z, l are the 6 sounds alveolar category for place of articulation. Get it? Then friends, alveopalatal, which is also called palato-alveolar, right? So the sounds articulated when the tip of the tongue and blade of the tongue is closer to alveolar ridge, is quite close to alveolar ridge, and the front of the tongue is also raised towards the hard palate. Now where is the hard palate? Here is the hard palate. So your tongue raises high here. So such sounds are called alveopalatal sounds. and in English you will find again around 4 sounds in palato-alveolar category. What are the sounds there? Ch, j, and sh, or sh, j, ch, j. Is it recall? So these are the alveopalatal sounds. Right. Next is retroflex. Retroflex, where the vibration is there and the only sound is there in English. Retroflex, that sound r, right? So the vibration of the tongue there, but actually in British pronunciation you will not find any vibration of the tongue. So usually the sounds which are articulated with the tongue, either in a concave shaped, means a curled shape, and during the articulation they are called retroflex. Then comes palatal sounds. Palatal sound means related to the hard palate, soft palate. The sounds that are articulated when the tongue makes contact with the hard palate. Tongue makes the contact with hard palate on the roof of the mouth are called palates. On the roof of the mouth means upper part of the mouth cavity is called that hard palate, and that contact is there. So palate is before, after the hard palate, from outer side to inner side, soft palate is there, which is also called velum, right? Velum, velem, right? For example, the English sound yo, as the words like ear, yes, or you, that sound yo is there. Sound here is represented like this. Then comes velar sound. So velar means that velum, when the back of the tongue touches to the soft palate or the velum, the sounds thus articulated are called velar sounds. And the English language contains many velar sounds. For example, the initial sounds of words like key, kettle, sound k is there. So sound k, g, or sound g, which is in singing, which is centered with this sign g, or sound v also. As I said, that semi-vowel, which is palatal sound. It is also called semi-vowel. Then the only sound remains, or only category remains, that is glottal sound. Now glottal sound, how it is the glottal sound means, which is the help of glottis. When you say sound h, sound h, you will not find any movement made by tongue, lips, or something in the oral cavity. The air is thrown out of the cavity by blocking the air in the vocal cords. You can try it. Huh, huh. Otherwise, no any obstruction you will find in the oral cavity. That's the glottal sound. Sound h is the only sound category. Now let's move towards the manners of articulation. This one. Now we have done with this. We'll move towards manners of articulation. Right. So in the manners of articulation, same things with different category. Same sounds will be there. Only consonant sounds will be there. So with the different things, different perspective of the study. First is plosive. What is plosive? Complete air blockage you will find in the plosive sounds. So for which sounds complete air is supposed to be completely blocked. For example, sound p. Try to say sound p. You will find that before uttering that sound, you are supposed to block the air completely behind the two lips. Got it? So such sounds are called plosive. They are also called stop. They are also called occlusive. So which sounds are there in the plosive? Sounds p, b, t, d, k, g. You can try it by saying these words p, b. You are supposed to block the air completely behind the articulators. Then after the plosive sound, you will get another category, that is nasal sounds. So simply you will guess here, or you can guess here easily, that when the velum is lowered and it allows the airstream to freely pass through the nasal cavity also, such sounds are called nasal sounds. So what sounds or which sounds are there in the nasal sounds category in the manner of articulation? M, N and Ng. M, N and Ng. Get it? After the nasal sounds, you will find fricatives. So the articulation or the production of the fricative sounds or fricative consonant takes place when there is incomplete closure of air behind the articulators. So this leaves a narrow passage open, and uh, uh, the airstream is forced out to it, so creating turbulence or noisy sound there. So this release of turbulent airflow is called friction, right? So the English language has voiced as well as voiceless fricatives, and good number of fricatives you will find, around 8 fricatives you will find here, like p, w, s, z, or th, d, or two more are there, sh and j, right? These are the fricative. After the fricative comes affricate. So affricate, the sounds which articulated by the combination of applausive and fricative, combination of plosive and fricative are called affricates, right? So this man, sorry, what you call it? The affricates begin as a stop and release as a fricative here. So only two sounds are there, ch and j. Sh and j were in the fricative, and in affricate ch and j. In English, two j's are there. I'll tell you later on. Then comes lateral sounds. So when the tongue blocks the airstream to flow from the middle region, and the results it in the passage of air releasing from the both the sides of the tongue. Sounds articulated in this way are called lateral sounds. So lateral sounds can be alveolar, can be dental sounds, or post-alveolar, or even sometimes retroflex sounds. So lateral sounds are usually voiced sounds. So the sound L comes under this category. Then rhotic sound, rhotic means that sound like R comes under rhotic sound, and glide is the last category. That glide means the consonants which have least constriction at the point of articulation are called glides, and they are also called semi-vowels as they are most vowel-like consonants, right? Because experiencing lowest obstruction of airflow during the articulation you will find for these two sounds, say y and w, right? We'll focus on the two pairs are there which will confuse you to study the different sounds. First pair is sound j and another sound j. These two are the sound j's, and another pair is first is w and second is also w. So what is the difference between first two sounds? In Marathi, we have only one sound for this pair, and even for this, we have only one sound. But in English, you will have two. It is just like in Marathi, show and this show. These two sounds. In English, only one show is there, right? Not this one. The same way, in English, two j's and two words are there. So the major difference comes in the jo and jo. That first jo is usually words like vision, pleasure. So whenever yes is uttered as a j, that this j will be there. This j, right? And for this j, letter j is used. For example, June, right? Or Jasmine, right? So these are the example of this j. And these two words, this word is used in the word van or vanity, right? Or the word wine. I hope you heard wine, वेल, द्राक्षाची वेल वगैरे असतं, wine. And this is kind of wet, wipe, or quite similar to the earlier word wine. Now there is the different process, physiological process to utter the two different sounds. First is uttered by keeping or by connecting lower lip to the upper teeth for v, van, vanity, wine. And for this, your both the lips will take the round shape to utter the second v, kind of w, w. So wait, wipe, wine, 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 wine. You got it? So it is different process. It has different process to utter the first sound, and even the second sound also has the different process to utter it. I hope you got the difference between these two also, right? Now we'll move towards the next part of this phonology. I hope you understood the consonant sounds of English language. Now we'll focus on the vowel sounds. I'll draw one chart here. Right? I'll put all the sounds. Before that, I have to explain you vowel sounds and diphthongs. I have categorized into categories. This part, you know, the pure vowels like a, e, u, a, then o. All these are the pure vowels, and they are 12 in numbers. What is meant by diphthongs then? Diphthongs are the combination of two pure vowels. Combination of two pure vowels. For example, in the word near, e, a. So it is together ear, near, ear, eye, eye. So for the utterance or pronunciation of this word, a plus e are coming together. They are diphthong, means they will be considered a single sound, not two different sounds, I and e, I or ear. O, O. For example, word open. There is no English, there is no O sound in English language. Do remember, whenever you call it open or go, show, they are not the correct pronunciations. There is no O sound in English. It is O. A plus U. O. So the right pronunciation of this word will be open. Open the door. Get it? Or show. Go. If you listen carefully, the British pronunciation, which is following the RP, received pronunciation, you will find such utterance for the word open, go, show, not show, go, open. Got it? So this is also diphthong, a plus U. So we'll study those pure vowels, how they are uttered and what kind of things are there. So this is the mouth cavity. Just I'm showing my mouth cavity and this. So whenever I open the mouth, this position kind of. So your tongue's position will be located here. How? This is high. This means this entire part. This entire part will be high. This entire part will be mid. And this entire part will be low, right? Horizontal. Now vertical, this part, so this entire part is high, this entire part is mid, and this part is low. What about these two? Vertical. This entire part is called front, and this entire part is called back. You got it? After finishing this one, I'll tell you how to describe the sounds, consonant sounds as well as vowel sounds. So, uh, when you say ah, ah, for to utter the sound ah, your your mouth should be in the open position, separated, right? Ah, and tongue comes lower, lower position. Ah, so it comes here. That's why the sound ah is shown here, right? Then when you go for the sound ooh, say ooh, your tongue goes back with a higher position. It is around here somewhere. That's oo, right? Or in this way, like e, it remains here somewhere. That's e or e. Hmm? So these are the e. So the longer e will be here and short e will be here somewhere. So these are the vowel sounds. So how to describe sounds there, or sound in the middle position somewhere. Sound can be shown here. You got it? So how to describe the sound then? When you describe sound E, you are supposed to say sound E is front, high, unrounded. Now, rounded and unrounded, what is it? You can count them kind of voiceless voiced category of consonant sounds. Rounded means for which vowels your lips are supposed to be in the round position. They are called rounded sounds. And for which sounds, vowel sounds, your lips remain separated, like ah, no round. That's why they are called unrounded. So when you utter the sound E, E will be front, high, unrounded vowel sound. Oo, back, high, rounded vowel sound. Front, mid, unrounded. Ah, front, low, unrounded. Or here somewhere. Or back, mid, rounded sound. That's the description of the vowel sound. In the same way, if you want to describe the consonant sounds, you have to utter like sound p. I'll describe the sound p here. Sound p is plosive, bilabial, voiceless sound. That's the description of the sound b. If I go with b, b is plosive, bilabial, voiced. The change will be here. Voiced. This is voiceless. This is voiced. Right? Th. Th. How you will describe sound th? Dental, fricative, voiceless. The dental fricative voice. Right? K, g. K, plosive, velar, voiceless. G, plosive, velar, voiced. So this is the way to describe the speech sounds. May you will be asked to describe the sounds. You got it? We'll take a short break for 3 to 4 minutes. So we'll get back to our point, friends. As I was talking about, we have discussed uh, consonant sounds and vowel sounds of English language. So two terms I would like to introduce you here. Phoneme and allophones. Phoneme and allophones, or allophone, not allophones, allophone. Now we have seen that in English language there are 44 speech sounds, means 44 phonemes are there. So in linguistics, speech sounds are called phonemes. So as you know, the minimal distinctive unit of speech, more technical definition, minimal distinctive unit of speech in language is called phoneme. The shortest part of the language is phoneme. A is a phoneme. K is a phoneme, means speech sound. So phoneme is an independent speech sound occurring um, in the phonemic inventory of the of a language, and it contrasts with other sounds of the language simply. So this means that if one phoneme is replaced by another phoneme, it would bring about change in the meaning of a word to which the change has been made, right? I would like to give the example of this. When when now three sounds are there in the first word and three sounds are in the second word. What are the three sounds or three phonemes in a technical way when they comes in a word? P, E and N. Then it is uttered pin. In the same way, B, E and N. So if you observe them carefully, both the words, only one sound is different in both the words. Otherwise, the rest of the word remains same. Per has been replaced by per in the second word, right? So that is called minimal pair. Minimal pair. Why? Because the meaning of the word has been changed because of the change came in the one sound. Pin means that pin, you know that pin completely different, which has no relevance with the word pin. You got it? That is called minimal pair. Cat, bat. K has been replaced by sound B. Minimal pair. Got it? So this is under the phoneme is called minimal pair. What about this allophone? Allo means many, phone means sound again, right? So the same sound is uttered in a different way when it appears in different positions, situations. right? As per the context, I would like to write 3 examples. uh, as in the word pen, spin, and skip. Now, if you observe carefully, you will find one similar sound in all the words. That's per, right? Per in pen, per in spin, per in skip. But all the 3 sounds are uttered in a different way, right? How? So when it is said that you might have heard about the aspirated sound pattern. So whenever the sound per, sound t, sound k appears at the beginning of the word, it is aspirated sound. Now aspirated sound is marked like this. Got it? So this is aspirated. So it is not pen, it is pen. Slightly heard sound should be added. Sound per. That's pen. I need your pen. Got it? Pen. Then second, when the sound comes at the second position or in the middle position of the word somewhere before and uh, after the first sound and before the last sound, it remains the clear natural per. You need not to add aspiration, means sound heard to that sound per. Got it? This is per, this is per. Like spin, you cannot say spin, spin, but the first is pen, second is spin, and the third one is more special. As you know, sound per cannot be uttered without releasing airstream out of your mouth. Like per, I have to separate the lips to release the air, then only the sound per will be uttered here, right? So per, but here in this word, whenever the sound per appears at the end of the word, you need not to release the air. For example, keep, the lips remain closed only, but still that sound has been uttered. Keep, you got it? Keep. So this is called unreleased per. Unreleased. Unreleased per. You got it? So friends, that's the allophones. So the same sound per has 3 different pronunciation patterns. One is per, second is not per, third is unreleased per. You need not to release the air for to utter the sound per whenever it appears at the end of the word. For example, keep, up, right? So these are the examples of the allophone. It is same for the t also. Kit, kit, t, t. Like Taylor, Taylor, not Taylor, Taylor, ten, and ten, ten, ten. The, t. T is uttered clearly, and when it appears at the beginning of the word, clear, it is aspirated T. It is same for K also, like petal, petal, skit, skit. You cannot say skit, skit, right? Stock, stock, stakeholder, stock, right? These are the different sounds with the different pronunciation patterns. As I said, for p, aspirated sound, the neutral sound p, and unreleased p. Same for the sound t, sound k. They are under the allophones. You got it? So here we have seen what is phoneme, what is allophone. In the next session, we'll start with the prosodies, means stress, intonation, how to use rising tone, falling tone in a speech, or how to utter the words with the help of the stress mark given in the dictionary, right? We'll study them carefully in the next session, right? So friends, we'll stop here for today's session. Thank you.